Greetings and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
Pugs Dread.
Namaste. Howdy.
And Mike Kruger.
Why are you saying everybody's name like that? Really bothers me.
He's excited.
On it.
That's
like it's very sensual, and
he's getting a little bit of after
I'll
dark
do
going.
after
no after dark on the main show.
Todd, rerun the.
What did he just say
no.
2 minutes ago, guys?
I know.
Proceed, Dan. Proceed.
So yes, how are you gentlemen doing tonight?
Well, I'm going to start it off with a downer and some bad news. I don't know if Pug's heard already. And this is the one piece of news I do have, is that Dark Delicacies in Hollywood is closing after 30 years. They just announced it
a while
today.
back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they probably finally have a date though. They said they were closing shop not that long ago.
Well, it's official now.
Online stuff, I believe.
All right.
That does suck. That's the end of an era.
Yeah.
Boo.
They've been around forever. I know they had several
30 years.
Like not Indiegogo, but I think fundraisers to keep it open though. So I kind of suspected that was happening eventually. That sucks though.
You've been there a few times, right, Dan?
I was there forever ago. I don't think we ever ended up
second location or third location, whatever it was.
Boy, I don't know.
Didn't they move down the street at one point too? Like on the same street?
Yes. I think
a couple blocks down.
Okay. Yeah, I know I've been to 2 different locations, but yeah, I thought Dan went with the. Oh, you know what? I took Chris there one time.
Oh, okay.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never went with you, but I did go back in the day. I mean, God, at least 30, right? Or is it a little bit more?
Well, they're saying it's closing after 30 years, so.
Yeah, because I think I went the first time. It was the 90s, so.
Yeah, the official closing date is April 5th. So.
Yes.
If you guys want to, yeah. So if you guys want to see it before it's gone, you got a couple months, a little over a month.
Oh, happy birthday, Steve!
What's up, Steve?
You owe him 46 belt lashings.
I do. Actually, Steve and I went to go see The Monkey last night together.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, and shout out Jamie. I know you've been sick. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, I feel better, man. I'm sorry to hear about all the shit that you were going through.
Yeah. Good to see
I
you.
haven't heard anything, but that sucks. Hope you speedy recovery. And
because you don't fucking go in Discord, you son of a bitch.
No, I don't.
I don't think I've ever seen you in Discord, Pugs. I don't know.
I was there in like the beginning, and then I got overwhelmed. I said, "Screw it."
Nah,
I get it. Me and Dan are the only two that I actually fucking put in work there. Yes, son.
I get lost. There's too many. That's a subject for another time. So yeah, I guess. Well, I know. Sorry, the one piece of news I got's bad. But I guess we can jump right in then tonight.
Yes. R.I.P. Dark Delicacies, another physical media giant. Drops, but all right. So
Halloween Town's still there, so Burbank is still a good place to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them a physical media giant either. That was only a small. Well,
did you say giant?
Yeah, he did.
Books, everything. Yeah. That's still. Yeah, I mean, I just miss it. I knew it was coming with them though, because I know they had all the fundraisers and everything. So it's a staple. I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah.
You know what I miss? Tower Records.
I cry for that every day. That was my favorite store.
Mine too. I used to buy the McFarlane AVP figures.
Yeah. I got my first ever XPW ticket at the Ticketmaster in Tower Records.
Yeah, the Blu-rays, DVDs, whatever the fuck they were at the time too.
I used to buy laser discs there too to age myself.
Such a good horror section.
Yeah.
And wrestling section. It was kind of like, did you ever fuck with Fry's Electronics as well?
Of course.
Yeah, well, Fry's, like, they were the wrestling place. That's how you went and watched indie wrestling.
Dan's favorite section, they had black covers over the releases. That was his section.
They
favorite
did.
type also. So.
They did. Fries had.
No, the thing that was funny was the porn section was right next to the wrestling section. Always.
Well,
That wasn't.
they're
just
one
Fries.
step away. Let's be real. There wasn't one pair of boxers on.
Dude,
My
it
mom-
really is the same thing. You pair two stars together and go off.
My
Different
mom and pop
scenarios.
video store, wrestling was at the very, very end, but then up, straight back from that was the adult section, and
That's how
I
me
took
and
my words to heed today.
how me and my pops got into XPW was actually specifically because it was right next to the porno section. And like my dad would get his porns or whatever the fuck, but like got like a little side eye and was like, "Oh, Sabu and Sandman are on this show. Let's fucking buy this." And fucking the rest is history.
And I mean, since we're on the fucking mode, the last time I went to Fry's with Dan, he came home with Women in Black too. I remember that. Tell me I'm not a liar. Is that not?
I don't think that was the title.
Oh, it was definitely a Men in Black.
Oh yeah. Oh, Men in Black. Yeah.
Women in Black.
Yes. I think I have it. If you want me to.
No.
We have
Yeah.
screeners. No.
Todd.
We're good for us. We're good for us.
So now, as we're moving straight into our screener, we're lucky to get before it's even released.
Yes. All right. So our first film of the evening from director Alejandro G. Allegra, iHeart Willie, which I guess that's the way to say it, right?
Yes.
Should I say I love
You
Willie?
do Heart Willie, don't
Yeah,
you?
it is that, and it is in theaters one night only tomorrow night. So
Yes.
we're gonna tell you, so you get to hear about it before it's out.
So in this movie, an obsessed psychopath unknowingly leads her friends into a deadly mousetrap where pure evil seeks to harvest their skin in this horrific origin story of the most beloved cartoon character of modern times. So iHeart Willie is a Mexican movie, English language. So it's a little bit of a break from the UK.
I like the way you say
public.
that, sir.
Mexican horror movie. Kind of a break from the public domain slashers that we all get from the UK. Kruger, I saw your hand. What did you think?
This movie actually wasn't terrible, and I was surprised. It's not great, granted. It's not any top tier slasher. It ain't no Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, but they do a pretty good job of the story, the kills, the gore. It isn't completely bedridden with fucking CGI blood throughout it. I actually really liked it. Also, I liked the mask a lot. It just looked gross. It looked gross as fuck. That mask looked like it smelled like fucking the bottom of my dick when I fucking wrestled.
Did you all forget everything I fucking said before we went on air?
I
What
didn't
did I
talk
do?
about mine.
Okay, sorry, not you, Paul. So far.
It's fine. I'm a team player. Yeah. I'm up next.
I had a really, really great time with this fucking movie. It gave me what I wanted, way more so than the last Steamboat Willie slasher movie. And they set up a sequel, which is what most of these movies don't do. They set up a sequel that I actually legit want to see. When this movie finished, we got a little glimpse of where we would go if we were to continue it, and that really made me happy and made me just fully in. So I was shocked how good, what the quality was on this movie. And I think it's going to shock a lot of people. If you're a fan of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 1, this is going to blow your fucking socks off. If you're a fan of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, it's going to blow your socks off. It's honestly maybe even better made than those two films, in my opinion.
It's basically Steamboat Willie as Leatherface.
Yeah.
But
that's all I need. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want when it comes to these things. Is like, give me familiar territory with a character that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, like you could take the mask away and give him a different mask, and this is still going to work. I think that's like the best.
Like, that's perfect.
I was kind of wondered if that was going to work against it for you, like if they didn't have, but I'm glad.
The kills and stuff is what like kept me in, and then the ending elevated it to a higher level for me, because I was like, holy fuck! Like, why wouldn't most people go that route? That's like awesome. And it's predictable and stuff, but like, if you're a slasher fan, you're gonna have a good fucking time with this movie. I feel like. Especially because like it just knows what it is and knows what it needs to be, and it does it.
Yeah, as a slasher fan myself, I wholeheartedly agree. I love the mask. The Leatherface stitching in the mouth was a pleasant surprise, because I didn't see it in the cover, but that was gross and cool. The kills are vicious and mean when they need to be, and that's always appreciated. Love the gore. We had a attractive goth chick and a semi-goth chick. I was like, yeah, I like these people. I don't mind seeing them die, so that's okay. This kicked the shit out of the last Mickey movie we saw. What's the one I hated? Mouse
of Horrors.
Mouse of Horrors. That was crap.
Oh,
this one is that's why I considered it crap. But I think this one is far superior. This is the one that needs to be pushed hard. It has an old school flavor or old school vibe with a new flavor, and give me more of this. I liked the twist / reveal or whatever they were going for. Pretty cool that they're like YouTubers, and it's a modern take, and then a cool reason to actually be there. Vicious when it needs to be. High five. not my rating. I'm giving you a high five.
I think the backstory for Willie too. Animated, or no, actually, I'm getting movies mixed up. This is CTE. But the fucking like the backstory for Willie worked really well for me as well.
I love the shorts.
Yeah. I don't know. I was skeptical when I was like, oh, dude, this is just like some guy doing like slasher daddy bullshit to fucking make girls horny. And like, it's not. It's a good slasher movie.
Yeah, because I know before this you were referring to the shirtless Mickey Mouse one.
Yes. The shirtless Mickey Mouse did not sound appealing whatsoever.
It's funny though, because it kicks off like I was like, okay, we're in a good time when we get the whitest white woman speech I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, she's mad at them for running from the guy who's telling them to get the hell out of here. Like, but what if he was homeless? We could be helping. Like, he made it. I'm like, shut the fuck up, white woman.
Did you take the time to ask? No, right. Bitch.
and then the next white woman, and then as soon as she finds out he was yelling run in German, it's like, oh, so we shouldn't go then. Because no, the motherfucker tells you run. That's when you run. No, white woman, we're staying now. We're not going anywhere. But that explains itself a little better later on. But at that point, I'm like, this fucking white. This is the whitest speech I've ever heard. Like, God damn it. Sorry, white women.
Apologies, white women. So yeah, very totally distinct vibe and stands out from the UK stuff, which, you know, I like some, I really dislike others. It, as I said, it is a Mexican film, but it is shot in English. Now that's one issue because a lot of the actors aren't much better than their UK counterparts. And when English
I disagree, sir.
Well, when English isn't your first language, like everybody probably but Maya Luna and obviously the actor playing Willie.
So then obviously these would be better actors because they're acting through an accent. The British ones are just speaking British and still shitty acting. Just saying.
That could add to it, but I think
I'm just calling it out. If it's not their first language, so they have an extra layer. Where you can't do that with the British people; they speak fucking English.
It's choppy.
barely noticed, Dan, but go for it.
Yeah, the characters weren't that interesting. I thought the acting was a little
Really?
poor, except Maya Luna. I thought she was pretty good. Having said that, though, it does feel like an old school just horror movie rather than a modern day public domain movie, which is quickly becoming just a massive genre now. There's more Mickey movies. There's like 3 more Popeye movies, not counting the one we're doing tonight. This felt like something that would have come out more in the wake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
I did really enjoy our Willie in this. Any tortoise? No tortoise.
Actually, no tortoise to be found.
No tortoise to be found. Yeah.
No,
you get a goth
maybe the sequel.
But
I love
tortoise would have raised this. Would have raised my rating.
There are some cutaways from the gore. So even though it kind of has this Terrifier vibe, it doesn't show as much as that. But I didn't mind. I mean, it was mean. It was nasty. I think it's probably the only version of this character that's ever been truly intimidating, which I really liked. I thought the actor, again, mask was great. Just the nasty sort of just whited out eyes.
Just looked like
questionable. What?
I was just gonna say he looked like he stunk. Like
he looked like he
looked gross as fuck, and that's what I was worried about when I heard, "Hey, shirtless fucking Mickey Mouse slasher." I thought it was gonna be some fucking dude just to get bitches horny, but no, like he fucking or dudes, but like like he's a disgusting. Like it just feels gross.
I bet you still got some people horny.
I'm sure. Dude, fucking art gets people horny. Fucking slices down their ass crack. Like
it worked for me.
One questionable decision for me, because I mean, again, this one doesn't go for the humor, but they do have him going, "Oh boy," like multiple times.
I loved that.
It made me laugh, but it was like the only attempts at humor. So it might be a little uneven for some people.
I like that they did, because that's the one thing that like really sold the Mickey Mouse aspect of it.
I have a question for you on that, Todd.
I should say Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse, and
no, I'm glad you said that, because that is a Mickey Mouse thing, not a Steamboat Willie thing.
And that's one thing that I'm worried could be actionable. I haven't watched Steamboat Willie recent enough to remember if he does do it. And you're right, because like the one thing that I kind of like was telling Dan the other night, I think it's Mickey Mouse is not public domain. Willie is. Steamboat Willie is.
Yeah.
So that's why it always has to be the look. That's why they had to change the name of Mickey's Mousetrap, because Willie's Mousetrap, and that's why it switched to the Mousetrap. And I think that, and I thought that while watching it too, because I think if you do shit with Mickey, that's still copyrighted, they're going to go after you.
This felt much more like Mickey than
that artwork.
Willie.
And that artwork on the poster does feel closer to that.
Yeah.
But
20% different. That big missing earpiece, I think you're in the clear.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, it's not exact, but it's closer to that design. And but I don't know. But the oh boy, I don't know. It's all new right now.
I think they can get away with it, but Disney does.
I think oh boy is
from Steamboat Willie.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just remember. I can't.
I just remember music. I don't remember words.
I feel like there was. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that was like a Steamboat Willie thing.
Well, I'm sure their legal team checked everything going ahead before.
Dude, did you see the 15 disclaimers we got before the movie? Again, this isn't a slight to you guys. Fucking good on you. Fucking protect your ass. But
exactly.
Jesus Christ, when I saw all of that, I was like, okay, maybe we're getting some real mouse work.
They're pushing the envelope, and
they're pushing it hard.
I want just zombie Walt to like rise up out of the grave at the end.
That's the head with iron legs.
that's gonna be like the fucking is Steamboat Willie versus fucking Walt with like spider legs coming out of his fucking frozen head. Have you guys ever seen the Robot? Do you guys watch Robot Chicken or did
back
you?
in the day?
Yeah.
Not
Have you ever
religiously.
seen the Walt spider fucking monster?
Yeah.
Where he kidnaps Elian Gonzalez, I think.
Make it happen.
Kind of implies that he's, you know.
There's actually a fan film about Walt's frozen head that they shot at Disneyland.
Yeah, you told me about.
Yeah. I forget the exact name of it, but if you search The Further Adventures of Walt's Frozen Head, you know what, I'll drop it in the chat if anyone wants to watch it. I'm not saying it's good, but it's an interesting fan film.
I'm interested in it for sure.
This one's entertaining. I mean, it starts off kind of like Scooby-Doo, and then it, with these YouTubers going to do God knows what. And
I'm surprised how much I liked them, actually.
Me too.
I didn't like that. They were kind of throwaway for me, but I like the killer, which is the most important thing in a movie like this. So.
Yeah.
I think because three of them are closer to the people I would hang out with.
Yeah, well, for me, it was the I even if you're not having a good time with this movie, I tell you, like, stay to the end, because like the end elevated it a shitload for me.
I have to ask Dan. This is a specific Dan question, because I had this moment as I'm watching. I'm like, they're not going to show any tits, because they do it and they're like clothed, and then next scene we get tits. I was like, all right, so Dan's going to be happy. But it seemed like we were going to get clothed nudity for a minute. And
can I just say,
2025, we're getting more tits. And
can I just say though, like, can we like stop doing a hot tub scene for every fucking goddamn?
I'm good with it if it results.
The way you get tits.
Was that in this one?
Like,
that wasn't in this one. There was a hot tub in this one.
I know there's some confusion because there's some similar elements.
Yeah.
Oh, I also cracked my head on concrete this weekend, so there's that.
No, it's okay. The titties sometimes run together, but we appreciate them.
Do we have anything else? I do have a Steamboat Willie story.
Go for it.
Okay.
Well, before we rate it, I think this is definitely worth going to the theater. That's a big
absolutely.
Yeah.
It is.
So
I haven't canceled my ticket tomorrow, so as long as everything's goes well, I'm still going to check it out and on the big screen.
No, and I also think people that like found something to like about the first Blood and Honey, they're going to be really impressed with this, because I'll go out on a lim and say it's better than the first one for sure. Second one, there's a way higher budget, way higher body count, but like for them like putting the feelers out for their first film, I want a fucking sequel. I'm in as fuck for this franchise.
Yeah.
Not to spoil anything, but this is closer to like Neverland than Blood and Honey.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think you'll like it.
That's a good all right, my Willie story is when I was a kid. I think now that it's public domain, I can tell the story. When I was a kid, like you couldn't get Steamboat Willie like on tape.
Mm-hmm.
You could watch it at Disneyland on Main Street. They played it in the theater, so I just bootlegged. So I had my bootleg. I wish I could find it, because we could totally show it now. It'd be funny as shit.
Can I? Or actually, no. I'll wait till later to ask this question.
Okay, but
awesome.
I have a better Popeye story coming up, but that one I just thought I'd throw. Yeah, so
dude,
somewhere I got a bootleg.
I can't wait.
A bootleg from Steamboat Willie from Disneyland when I was a kid. The employees were right there with my giant video camera. It's not like I could hide it. It looked like the fucking news filming it.
I am surprised they didn't say something to you.
I bootlegged Captain EO too. They didn't give a shit. And I was so mad because I had a pair of 3D glasses and it didn't work when I came home. I didn't understand the mechanics of the 3D.
This is bullshit. Magic placed my ass.
Yet there's a version of Muppet Vision 3D that's on YouTube that works in 3D. It's weird. So which I better save before it disappears.
Take it down.
So let's rate it. Kruger, since you started, why don't you go first?
I'm a 3 out of 5. And that's being a little generous, but fuck, man, like I think they got the fucking job done. Like they understood the assignment and they fucking did a very good job with it. So 3 out of 5, and maybe some room to grow even over time.
Pugs?
Hell yeah. I am a 4 out of 5. I was very, very entertained and impressed. Keep this shit up. I like it.
I am a 3 out of 5. I'm maybe a little less than you guys, but I did have a lot of fun and definitely the most.
I was a 3 too, sir.
Yeah, but I'm like, I think it's still a little bit lower. But I think this is the scariest version of this character, and that's
for sure.
So far, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going back and forth. I'm gonna go with the 4. I'm gonna go see it again tomorrow. I may like it more. So
fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, definitely, guys. If I don't know when it's in digital or physical or anything like that. So if you want to see it tomorrow, one night only in theaters. I know AMC has it, Cinemark, so it's pretty much
Cinemark does too. I just checked last night,
so I'm sure it's you guys can find it. Yeah, one night only tomorrow night.
Yeah, 100% worth it.
Yeah. All right. Well, as where to go? As Greg said, these IP horror films are spreading like wildfire. So on that note. It's time for another PD right into Popeye's Revenge.
But also, I love it, dude. Like it makes it such a cool time to be a horror fan because now it's just like we're getting like other pop culture mixed with our shit, and we're all fucked up, and we all like this fucked up shit. But now we're getting to see other people gravitate and understand why we love the fucked up shit that we do because it's getting the horror splash on it. So.
Ben Grimm asked, "They are getting better though." Oh, he's saying they are getting better though. And
with the IP horrors for sure. I mean, you look at fucking The Mean One a couple years ago, and like again, I love
I
that
still had
team.
fun with it,
but
it's better than the Jim Carrey movie at least.
But
how dare you?
That movie's garbage.
You're garbage.
Watch it again. It's garbage.
We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight.
I don't think it's worth that, but okay.
We're gonna fight.
It has beautiful Rick Baker makeup, but the movie itself, it's not very good. It does not compare to the Boris Karloff short. Does not even compare to it's not even compared to the Minion version they did with the Doctor Strange, whatever.
I still haven't seen that one, the little one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
But fuck that one. We're talking about Popeye. We'll come back to that later.
Popeye's fucking revenge.
You want me to do my Popeye thing first?
I do because disclaimer, Todd has been telling us he's going to be extra critical on these movies because he has a strong connection with Popeye. And as do I. I fucking Olive Oil was my first crush, motherfucker.
Really? It's a little too flat for me, but I get it.
Olive Oil always.
The movie or the cartoon?
No, a cartoon.
Okay.
Olive Oil always.
I was going to say that'd be weird if it was the movie, or I want to see Olive Oil with a long-ass cigarette.
You want to be Captain Save-A-Ho. That's cool.
Olive Oil always seemed like she didn't trim down there, so I didn't have that olive oil.
Okay. Although it's funny because most of the 90s I dressed like Bluto, but with the red shirt instead of a blue one.
You would be fucking dude. I could picture you. That would be one of the best Halloween costumes you could have.
Ben Grimm, she's the opposite of a torta. A taquito.
All right,
go ahead.
My love of Popeye since I was a little kid, like I've loved Popeye. Like I actually tried to find some of this stuff, but I did it so last minute I couldn't. My music box, I had a Popeye music box. I had this Popeye doll, but it wasn't like really a dog's. It was made of hard plastic. So I'd sleep with it at night, and his like pipe broke and all this other shit because it was like, but whatever. But no, like so, and I love the Popeye movie. Robin Williams, like I talk shit on him for joke stealing a lot, but Popeye, was perfect. He was perfectly cast. I love that movie. I would still like to see those sets one day, but that shit's expensive to fly there because the sets from Popeye still stand.
Wow, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like a tourist resort now. I forget the name of the country it's in. I'll Google it as we're going.
That's badass.
But yeah, so I've had mixed feelings on these. Like, I mean, it was either I'm gonna love it or hate it. I kind of felt like was going in. The one story I will tell, this is how much that Popeye was like, was a big thing. I remember being at Kmart as a young child, so that takes you back. Probably like 10. So
I had Kmart, so it's not that long.
And there was like some Popeye toys they had. So there was one particular one I wanted, which yes, I was picky, but there was. So I was all excited. I wanted it, but it was close to Christmas. So Christmas comes, and I get a gift from my aunt, and it wasn't the Popeye one. It was the Bluto one. Like, I hated this toy. It was the Bluto one, and it was a blue steamroller, and on like the little roller was Popeye flat. So like he was like flattened on this. So it's like he drove over him. So I got that as a present. I was like, I was so mad. It's like
Christmas.
Yeah, I was disrespectful as a kid on that because you like killed Popeye. Gave me that as a gift. How rude is that?
I love how influential your aunt is in your like.
Yeah, she's the one.
Although
not that day.
But yes, and if only she was still here to see this, because that steamroller thing is very similar to. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I have a thing for Popeye.
Well, I do too, dude. It was like that was my favorite cartoon when I was a kid. Because it didn't feel like a cartoon for kids, I guess, is like why I liked it. I could watch it with my nana or my dad or anybody in my fucking family, and like they would sit down and like actually pay attention to the motherfucker. Rather like if I watch Ed, and Eddie or fucking Dexter's Laboratory and they're like, fuck off.
I watched it with you, Kruger. I love those.
I love those too, but
my dad he was in the Navy, so he gave me like his sailor hat, so I had that, and I had like the legit like corncob pipe you bought from the store. I should get that one. So yeah,
that's heartwarming, Todd.
I know. There's no picture proof.
Shall I read the description, you nerds?
I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face.
Don't you? Yeah. Yes, Dan.
I was not a Popeye fan,
but
we'll see if I'm a fan.
We'll see.
I don't know.
That was perfect, Dan.
Ate spinach, masturbated a lot, big hands.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know how else.
Of course, that's where you would go. Just like he jerked off so much. That's why his forearms.
Let's see your forearm real quick, Dan. Talking shit. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
You can barely open his hands all the way. What are you talking about?
All right. So, Popeye's Revenge.
Like cracking a safe.
Popeye's Revenge from director William Steed. And in this film, the legend of Popeye haunts a group of counselors as they intend to open a summer camp. Pretty simple, but pretty simple plot, to be quite honest. This is Popeye by way of Jason Voorhees, pretty much. I mean,
I would say more Victor Crowley.
Oh, yeah. I guess Crowley, too. But versus, Willie playing Leatherface. So I wasn't too sure about this one. This is UK, not part of the Poonaverse. That's actually been said. So no Popeye in any of the Monsters Assemble movies, unfortunately. I wasn't too sure what I was going to get here. I knew we had multiple Popeye movies, so certainly some of them aren't going to be good. I did have a lot of fun with this. Now, it does suffer from some similar issues. It's still like that same setup for the UK movies. Just group of people go to a house, sometimes for
in the forest.
That's worked over and over again, sure.
But these, it's like the exact same script. And it has some budgetary issues. There's times where it's lit a little dark to hide certain things. But having said that, there's some fun kills. I mean, Popeye at one point kills somebody with a lawnmower, which is fucking hilarious. I never thought I'd see that. It also has the storyboard animation backstory that they've been doing. ITN's been doing that since long before Winnie the Pooh blew up.
It works almost every time.
Yeah, it works fine. You talked like we do get nudity in this, so they're changing that. We never got that in their early stuff. Yeah, very nice boobs from the redhead. There you go, Ben. Read my mind. Yeah, permanent kung fu grip.
That was talking about your hand. That was going back
on that. The kills are really funny. It takes a little while for this one to get going. I will say that, but once it does, when he kills he does kill somebody who exposes a titty, and the way he does it, I don't know why, but it's like he's totally cupping the tit.
Oh no, props, handful. I was like, bravo! Not only did you give us titties,
this is so funny.
That's my Popeye. God damn it!
That's your Popeye.
I popped for that moment too, because like, she's slipping. Get her.
Oh, they did make an effort to really make the kills memorable. There's a little bit of lighting stuff, but when the one dude is just masturbating on Popeye's pier, and you could tell like he was going to be extra nasty to that guy because it was so funny. Yeah, this one's fun. It even has a Lucio Fulci homage with the eyeball.
Dude, I popped so hard for the zombie kill. I flipped out. I was like, oh my God, are they really going to fucking do this? Because you don't see that very often anymore. I know that was like a thing like 06. Like they went back to that fucking well, but like you don't get that very often anymore. And you sure as fuck don't with wood.
Yeah, it felt like it was made by a horror fan, so still very much a B movie. I don't think Popeye's necessarily all that scary. I mean, you can see him there, but cool looking. The dude that they had play him, I mean, physically looked like, kind of a Scott Steiner Popeye combo. And
Popeye pump? Fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's about, look, if you're looking at Popeye's Revenge, if you're looking at that artwork and thinking like, oh man, that looks stupid, you're probably not going to like it. But if it puts a smile on your face, I think you will with this one. This one was one of the better ones, in my opinion. I probably enjoyed it better than iHeart Willie, despite the different tone.
I can't even be mad at that either. I mean, I mean, it's funny though, because like you said, this is a typical ITN movie. It's got the storyboards. It's in the forest.
It's got the hot tubs.
It's got the hot tubs. One thing they did with boobs, but I'm saying it's the typical setup. It was just done better than a lot of times that they do. I mean, they're miles ahead of Robert the Doll at this point. I mean, they're actually making movies I think are entertaining. One thing I did notice, it's not just the typical grays. It also had some really colorful palettes too. It went like kind of like back and forth, and I like that because I get bored with the whole gray tone. I got a video to send you about that one too, Pugs. Finally someone explained it. But yeah, I mean I don't know if it's obvious yet. Yeah, I did really like this one too. I think the hatchet with Popeye is a good
the anchor
description. Yeah, the anchor was a super cool weapon. And yeah, I mean, when he grabbed that titty, I was like, he's a sailor. Come on.
Yeah, fair point.
He's gotta get some.
Oh man, like
he's on leave. Time to get some action.
I was surprised how well this was done. I went into, because to be honest with you, the other Popeye movie that's coming out in
Popeye the Slayer Man, I believe.
Yeah, like that was the one I was like super excited about because I love the look, right?
Yeah.
But this is good shit. Like I had a great fucking time with it. It's like basically Popeye as Victor Crowley. It's got good kills. It's not super CGI heavy with everything.
Little bit at the end.
At the end for sure, but like they also give you a good balance, I would say.
Yeah.
Man, like it's a fucking good time. And again, like just fun to be a horror fan. Fucking we're getting like these childhood favorites turned into horror movies. I mean, that's If you're a horror fan, I would say, and a Popeye fan, I would say this gives you basically everything that you want.
Yeah.
I would have to co-sign because I enjoyed the hell out of this. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. It's the Hatchet reference. That's just there you go. If you're into that, give this a try. The only thing I do wish they added more of was like the connection to spinach, because like there's hardly any of that there.
Yeah.
But
There's a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, but like it's not a deal breaker because Popeye is fucking cool. The lore that they came up for him, really cool. And then watching him butcher these pretty people, yeah, that formula has worked well for a lot, failed for some, and this is one of the positive ones. So by all means, check this shit out. Let's get more of these.
Yeah, I can't wait for the love interest to get introduced.
Yeah, I want the rest of the Popeye family to come in.
I gotta
public domain.
I got to see when they all
Wimpy,
hit public
that's the
domain.
one.
Yeah.
Wimpy the cannibal?
gotta.
Come on, make sure people on
Oh,
hamburgers.
damn. So is Bluto the good guy in this universe then?
Maybe, or maybe he's even worse.
Maybe
Well, when
he's
there's
like,
casting, I'll take the plane to the
Dude.
UK.
I wish Ron Jeremy were healthy.
That's who you see.
He would be the
he's
ultimate
fucking a midget.
I
No,
you
that
can
is
make
the
it look.
shittiest cap.
He
no,
might be.
You
He
can
might be
make
saying
it look.
Wimpy.
no.
Are you
Ron
not talking about
Jeremy
Wimpy,
is
Dan?
Tiny. He's fucking Super Mario. He's not Bluto. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, I was hoping to.
No, that's just
What
a
if
hard on for the SA guy. Don't fucking try to cast him in fucking Popeye.
Well,
as
he's
an
in
iconic
he's
character.
in my Bluto movie.
Todd, you're my
Is Harvey
vote.
producing it?
You're my vote for Bluto, sir.
Absolutely.
There you go. All right.
I can literally picture you in the fucking stripes and everything, dude.
Oh, that blue. Oh, see, I'm thinking the other one. All right, up next.
Well, aren't we going to rate
did
the
we rate
movie?
it?
Oh,
Todd?
shit,
What
did we
the
not?
fuck?
Damn, I got distracted. Okay.
With your rage.
Okay.
I am a 3.5. I think this is a really fun B movie.
All right, Pugs. What about you?
I am a 4 out of 5. I had a blast with this.
3 stars for me.
I am a 4.5. I really did enjoy this.
Yeah.
It's the titty. Fuck yeah.
I considered a 5, but I'm like, there's still room to grow. There's still more Popeyes coming. Although, yeah.
Dude, that
Again,
other one,
Sailor.
that other fucking Popeye looks killer. Like the look of him looks so badass. I am psyched as fuck.
I am too. All right.
All right.
Now I am not. There we go.
I did not watch this.
Okay, so this one's me and Dan, maybe Pugs.
Okay. All right. So moving on to our next movie of the evening, which is now available on VOD, from co-directors Angel Nicole Bradford and Steve Herman, Night of the Dead Sorority Babes. And in this movie, 2 villainous entities initiate gorgeous sorority babes. This doesn't make sense, but will any pledges survive? Party till you drop dead. The college girls want to join the sorority Gamma Rho Kappa, but discover it hides a dark secret. All right, so this stars some familiar faces that we love here on the channel. Jessa Flux, who plays the lesbian character. Lynn Lowry, the great Lynn Lowry. She's one of the house moms. She's in there. Mel Heflin has been in a lot of different indie horror movies. And also Angel Nicole Bradford herself plays Blaine.
You didn't tell us their sexual identities, Dan?
Huh?
Bigot.
Yeah,
I'm selling the movie. Jessa Flux is a lesbian.
Oh, that's just, okay.
I think they're all like kind of like.
I know. I'm just giving you shit because you shouldn't do that, Dan.
No, well, that's the selling point for me. I love lesbians. So this movie, you know what's funny? I did enjoy it. Obviously, it's hard not to. Bunch of pretty girls, you know. It's an old school B movie formula that works. I think Lynn is fantastic, almost 80 and still hammering out the B movies. Still looks beautiful as ever. We get a lot of the typical stuff. I like the girls in this. You know, we get the pillow fights and all of that. I do get a feeling, being that it was directed by, a man and a woman, that maybe the female influence held back some of the exploitation stuff a little bit. There are tits in this. There is some skin.
These are Dan's comments, by the way.
Well, I can only comment as me.
All emails to him.
I felt like they held back, considering it's a sleazy vibe, but they were not wanting to go too far. And I've seen, some of these actors in other films, they do go further than what's in this. So I enjoyed it, but there's times where I was like, man, I'm really feeling that you're holding back. And I think that might have been the female influence is the director.
I think, you said it with the lesbian thing, Dan. You get excited and you got a little too excited and didn't get delivered what you want delivered.
Didn't get what I wanted.
I think that's because I thought it was a fun B movie.
It is. I'm not saying I hated it.
But you're just mad you didn't get a big lesbian scene. Is all I could hear of everything.
They hint at it nonstop.
But that's the beef, right?
That is one beef. Yes.
Okay. But is that not if you would have got that, would you have not been more positive?
Oh, it definitely would have gotten another.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not denying.
Well, you say the lesbian thing, then you don't even finish the whole thought process. I had to pull it out of you. Ben was not a fan. He found it boring, didn't finish.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I thought it was a fun B movie. Yeah, it's nothing.
Hold on. If we're gonna be super honest, I do remember starting the movie. I did not finish it. I've been cramming movies in for the Oscar show.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they do some fun kills too. I thought the paper gag was pretty fun. It's not ridiculously CG heavy. They do a good job. I don't want to crap on it too much.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at the poster and I got what we were, and I expected what we got. So I mean, I was fine with it. I had a good time with it. I get, well, it's not for everyone. It's a thrill. It's like a more heterosexual David Duchovny 2000s film.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess they show more than underpants.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you have bare women instead of guys showering. Yeah. That's like
there's tits in this.
That's not a knock on it. Yeah. I did. It had that vibe.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. Like, again, I mean, we just interviewed Sean Donahue. Like, Sean Donahue's gonna deliver more with this.
Well, yeah, if you're going in expecting that. Yeah, see, that is exactly what I'm saying. I saw someone describe this as 1313 with lesbians, because the 1313 films are the Dakota ones.
Yeah.
So if you're well, I mean, that's obviously Dan's gonna prefer that. But I mean,
of course.
So
yeah, I don't know. I'll forget about this one pretty quick. But the cast is strong. I just think if you're going to make this type of movie, and again, the vibe of it, that's the thing. It's the vibe. It hints at stuff that you just don't get. It teases it. And I kind of have, it's a blue balls movie in a lot of ways, but it's okay for a one-time.
Dan could masturbate to it. I wanted my 5-minute lesbian scene in the middle.
I take 2 minutes.
All right, Dan's in a rush.
I don't want blue as the warmest color out of everything. Like, you give me a couple minutes.
Well, I mean, look, Jessa is wearing a blue dress in it. She's giving you the heads up, Dan. They're going to be blue after.
Jessa, look, there you go.
And again, I said it on the Sean interview. She gives me the young but not too young Tracy Lords vibes.
I don't know, and I shouldn't say I don't know the two directors or anything. It could have very well been Steve Herman. It's like, I don't want to show all these tits, and she was pushing for it. Maybe I'm wrong, but they really did hold back. And I've seen Mel Heflin do more. I've certainly seen Jessa Flux do more. If you're gonna make this kind of movie, just go for it. Just go for it. Yeah. So what do you rate it, Todd?
I liked it enough. I'm gonna give it a 3. You're going between a 2.5 and what?
A 2 and a 2.5. I'm a 2. Only because, again, don't hint if you're not going to deliver.
Yeah, that's I was going between 2.5 and a 3, but I think I liked it a little bit more than you.
There you go.
So, all right. Well, there we go. We'll move on.
Go watch some Gator Blade movies, though.
Something everyone has seen now.
Thank God.
So
I was never gonna get to go see it. Jesus
go ahead,
Christ.
Dan. Pull your monkey out.
All right, I'm pulling out the monkey. All right, so from Osgood, from director Osgood Perkins, of course, also adapted from the Stephen King short story in Skeleton Crew, we have The Monkey. When twin brothers Bill and Hal find their father's old monkey toy in the attic, a series of gruesome deaths start. The siblings decide to throw the toy away and move on with their lives, growing apart over the years. But you can't keep a good monkey down. All right, so we reviewed this one briefly, but so we'll tag you in first there, Kruger. What did you think?
Dude, like, this is my type of movie. Like, it really is. Osgood has become like a fucking just gem. I mean, I like Blackcoat's Daughter. That's his first movie, right? But like, Longlegs blew me out of the fucking water last year. And now this, like, just he gets it. He gets it. He gets what makes horror fans happy. And not to mention, I would say this has one of the most Stephen King vibes in a movie I've seen. Like, Stephen King has very like interesting way of the way he talks about his characters and the way he like portrays them and stuff, and just this whole movie screams that to me. Like, they got that tone down fucking perfectly. Amazing, and not to mention the amazing kills. So many like just memorable, awesome fucking death scenes. I love this fucking movie. It's not perfect by any means, but goddamn, dude, did this like just make me happy to be a horror fan. And happy that Osgood is like fucking shooting these movies out super quick. We got one more coming at the end of the year in October. Longlegs was one of my favorite movies of last year. This is probably going to be one of my favorite movies of this year. I highly recommend, if you're a gorehound or a fan of Stephen King, and just like not just a fan of Stephen King movies, but like of his writing and the way his characters are portrayed, this does like one of the best jobs of it.
Yeah, Ben Grimm says fun to see Osgood doing comedy. All of his other movies were tense and dour.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't expect to be laughing my ass off because I still did my best to avoid trailers, and I was successful for the most part. I saw like clips and stuff. But this shit had me rolling, and I was laughing like Robert De Niro and Cape Fear. I can't remember the Katie Cassidy, whatever. I fucking howling, dude. Tickled my funny bone. I don't know if the rest of the audience got the point that they were supposed to laugh, but
that's how
like,
I felt too.
It was quiet, but it was funny as shit. I love the characters. There are a few assholes that I should not like, but I do because they're good at being assholes. The kills, fucking gnarly, amazing. There's a cameo that rules. Home run. I don't think it's perfect, but you scored on the board. Also, I did go in with high expectations just because of how much I loved Longlegs. That was my favorite movie last year. And so you're a victim of your own success, Mr. Perkins, but keep hammering them out. You're a fucking G. This is badass, and you're doing your parents proud.
I think is your cameo the Uncle Chip one, because it's not really
no.
Okay.
It's Sherry Moon.
Okay.
I love that line where the uncle is like, your aunt and I are swingers. I'm not gonna lie, like, we're gonna do our best, but we're probably gonna suck.
I talked about this on the other one, the Osgood Perkins cameo as Uncle Chip, who was awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I want the
both me and Dan at first thought it was Henry Thomas, which when you think about it and put that together, is pretty fucking crazy considering Henry Thomas played young Norman Bates.
Yeah.
And grown up, they both resemble each other. Like I can see them as related.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was like, I was like clicking all on my brain. I was like, that's kind of nuts.
It is a movie. Again, I really liked it.
I did see it again, by the way. If
Anthony has some explaining to do.
You're right.
It's more of a comedy than a horror movie, and it's not nowhere.
It's a gory splatter. It's splatter horror, dude. Like it's not splatter horror, splatter comedy. It's splatter comedy.
Yeah. I thought all the jokes landed. I really vibed with the humor. So I loved it. In fact, I loved it enough that today, because I thought these would just probably already be sold out, I did get.
Come on, baby, let the good times roll.
It's kind of blood splattered there.
This is fucking great.
Oh, yeah,
this is nice too.
It looks
doesn't have symbols is because Disney owns that because of Toy Story, so that's why they moved it to the drums.
Yeah, but I mean, it's heavy. It's it's even got the gimmick on the back. Like this is really cool.
I'm a fucking turn it if I ever get my hands on
it. Yeah, I did see it again because the early screening me and Dan saw didn't have the trailer at the end or the
yeah. How was the trailer? Because I didn't stay.
Well, Pugs, you want to go ahead on this?
I was upset with that because I don't like watching trailers. I'm on my phone when the trailers go out on the theater. I wait for Nicole to tell me it's okay. The trailer gives nothing away except the cool vibe, so I'm not like super upset about it. I'm still annoyed that I thought we were gonna get something like about the movie. But count me in for The Keepers. That shit looks cool. That's what it's called,
there's nothing we can really what.
It's called Keeper? The Keeper?
Yeah, Keeper.
The Keeper, yeah.
The Keeper, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing even really to like describe. I mean, it's really just a bunch of random clips.
Yeah.
So long legs.
I have no idea what the story is.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, they didn't give a hint of what we got coming. We just got a bunch of cool images and looks cool.
I like that he's not just doing the same thing. Like he's doing movies that do have
the way, like the contrast from this to Long Legs is insane. Like I don't know anybody that's taken more of a fucking 180 in their career for their second or their third film. But the fact that this motherfucker is already going to have another horror movie waiting for us in October makes me just happy as fuck. Like
he's hammering them out quick.
Yeah.
I also really like Todd.
Do you guys think the movie warrants at least 2 viewings? I feel like there's some thematic elements that I didn't really get a chance to think about the first viewing.
I 100% say so.
Yeah. I noticed a lot more on my second viewing.
Yeah, I want to go already again after seeing it last night. So
I was going back and forth, and since I went to go see the early access last night, I was like, screw it. I'm going to see the monkey again. I get there early before. Yeah. So
did you bring up Corey Cunningham? That jabroni was in this?
No.
I might have missed it.
Who the fuck is
it? He's Joey Ramone.
Yeah, basically. I forget the character name, but Joey Ramone gives it to you.
Yeah.
He was in it. Adam Scott, I thought was fantastic. Small role, but he always kills it. I like Tatiana Maslany.
We're going to do more with him instead of the trailer. But
You forgot one of the most important cast members and star of the upcoming Toxic Avenger remake,
Elijah Wood.
Come on,
Elijah
Dan.
Wood.
I'm getting there.
Fucking popped me so hard. I legit had to stop myself and go, yeah, like I was so happy just to see his ass because it's been a minute for me. I think the last movie I watched him with was Come to Daddy in 2020. So it's been a hot minute since I've seen that face.
Yeah, and also Tatiana Maslany, who I've been a fan of since Orphan Black. I know she did that She-Hulk thing. It didn't look good, but I'm sure she was good in it. Just everybody was hitting the perfect notes in this one. It's my idea of funny. I like the morbid humor. I'm a big fan of 6 Feet Under and Dead Like Me and shows like that. So,
well, and also since you're a big book guy, Dan, like, do you get what I mean by them like getting the Stephen King characters down like almost to a T when it comes to like the weird vibe that they give off?
I don't actually. This one, I'm a little different than you because like they're a little. They're not quite the most Stephen King of characters, but they changed the story so much. So,
well, I'm not saying like
referring
to the. Well, I'm not saying like going to like the source material, but just the overall vibe. Like fucking the main character, the dad or whatever the fuck his name is, I forget. But like he just felt like he came off a page of Stephen King's book. Like that awkwardness. The fact that like the monkey would ruin his whole life and he would fuck up his whole life with his relationship with his kid because of this like one little trivial thing that happened when he was a child. That like that I don't know. That gave me like strong vibes to what the characters that he usually portrays in his books are.
Yeah, no, it I enjoyed it. I mean, I think it'll probably linger among some of the better King adaptations, even though it's not faithful at all to that story. But
yeah, it's weird. I get what you mean because, like,
quality wise,
it is a King adaptation, but it doesn't like.
No, they go way fucking. Well, I mean, I read the short.
I mean,
back in high school.
I mean, they're just it's so much more original than the short. I mean, it adds so much to it. It barely feels like the short it was. Is what I mean.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that happens with a lot of his works, though. I mean, The Mist also takes like some strong liberties too.
J.G. Michael, I was surprised. I didn't think people would click with the macabre humor.
Yeah,
my audience didn't, but
mine didn't either, and I had to like audibly like cover my mouth multiple times because I just started dying.
It was funny. The first showing I went to. When like the Thursday night or the early access, the sold out one, everyone was laughing. They were getting the jokes. When I went yesterday, I was the only one laughing at the funny shit.
To be fair, I think I only had like it was me, Steve, his girlfriend, and like 2 other people, so it wasn't a lot. But I was audibly the fucking one cracking up the most.
Yeah.
All right, let's rate this bitch then.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll let you guys go first since you had
we rated.
Man, I'm tossed up between the 4 and a 4.5, but you know what? I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I needed this fucking movie last night, and I think Osgood Perkins is a fucking gem to the horror community, and I'm glad that him and Neon are tight as fuck now because we're getting a lot of cool shit.
I am a 4.5 as well. I really enjoyed it, and I do think it's going to grow because when leaving the theater, I was like, oh, this is a strong 4. This is awesome. And then replaying some of the shit in my head, laughing my ass off. I'm like, no, I'm going to give it the extra half. Yeah. We'll see, though, by the end of the year, it could be a full-blown 5. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get to watch it a second time, so who knows, but a 4. I do like the movie a lot.
I did, and I am updating my rating from last time. I am now a 5. So.
Oh, nice. Okay. Check it out.
And it can make me laugh, and it's that gory.
Yeah.
Legit, I think I will be a 5 eventually.
Again, I won't go like into specific spoilers, but by the time we get to the end, the absurdity of everything going on, just that's what makes me love being a horror fan.
We didn't mention the priest, who was fucking funny as shit too.
He was.
I want the framed picture, the funeral picture of Osgood Perkins hanging somewhere up.
Fuck yeah.
Right? Dude, I just want the picture of the priest going, oh, fuck.
I mean, not like this, obviously, but if any of you watch 6 Feet Under or Dead Like Me.
I haven't finished it. Not Dead Like Me, but I started 6 Feet Under because of Michael C. Hall.
Yeah, you guys will probably like both.
I was going to do that. And I was like, nah, I'm good with Dexter.
And surprisingly enough, they did still have these. I just assumed I wasn't going to get one like the.
Yeah, they didn't have any at my theater. I wanted one.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it might be different, but I thought like, oh, Shit,
I'm a
okay.
ci-
I just
I go
didn't
to
know.
I go to Cinemark, unlike you AMC guys.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Heartbreak feels good in a place like that.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, you don't get Nicole at Cinemark. Chris.
Yeah.
No, I get what the fuck is her name? Shit. Continue.
Well,
Maria
Kruger
Maria.
thinks, since it did come up in the chat, I will bring up that there is a mockbuster, The Jolly Monkey, coming from the Asylum, which Pugs. It's in theaters this Friday. Too bad we're doing a show at it's in the Glendale at the Lamel Theater, but it's got like five screenings this Friday and hits VOD on the 1st. So we'll be covering that for sure.
Check my app.
One thing I did want to say is shout out to
No, it's not. There's no app to check, Dan. It's in 5 theaters.
I know. When you first said it, I was like, oh, yes.
One thing I did want to say.
How far is Roswell, GA from you, Dan? I know, sorry.
Not far. I mean, but probably a little too far to make that. Yeah.
Okay. Now go ahead. Sorry, Kruger.
One thing I did want to say is shout out to Haley Davis, who's in the chat. I beat the living shit out of her husband this weekend, which maybe we'll watch. We should just probably watch that at the live stream. I think everybody would enjoy it a lot. So
we can do it at the end of this one. That's
fine. Yeah. Let's do it at the end of the stream.
We'll just save it for the end. Yeah, that's fine.
We will watch my first match of 2022.
Make sure you send me the
Jesus Christ.
Send me the full length.
I already sent it.
Okay. All right, so we are moving to. I think this one's just me and Dan. Pugs, did you end up getting it in? I know I said you didn't need to. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so our next movie, not a horror movie, it's a sci-fi romance from co-directors Andrew Zuccaro and Sam Zuccaro, and it is Love Me. And in this film, a post. Excuse me 1 second.
You choked up already?
Yeah, a post-apocalyptic romance in which a buoy and a satellite meet online and fall in love after the end of human civilization. So yeah, the setup for this one, you've got this satellite in the sky, which is Stephen Yen, and this smart buoy that gets activated many years after humans have heed their last haw, and
2035 probably.
20, yeah, I think
hits.
Well, we cover a long period of time. I think it might have been 25. I don't remember, but it's been a while. And the smart buoy starts to sort of access information through social media and comes across this annoying YouTuber. Imagine if they found us, Todd.
The world would be a better
remake
place.
It. And accesses this annoying YouTuber, Another Daisha, I think was her name, and kind of learns through that what she wants to be and strikes up a romance with this smart satellite. A lot to talk about here. It's only a 90-minute movie, so they're cramming a lot of big ideas into 90 minutes. But
don't complain about that, Dan. That's what we want. 90 minutes. Put all your ideas in there.
I'm not at all. Okay. I mean, it's an interesting movie. I love the concept and the idea of it, just as a commentary on, the legacy that humanity may leave behind with the social media stuff.
There's nothing left. When it's gone, yeah, no one gives a shit.
But but yeah, no, I like it. I mean, there's a lot going on underneath the surface aside from just the love story being told. I don't know if they fully realize all of their ideas. I mean, I think the last 30 minutes are really good. But there's also a lot of stuff about social media that people may or may not pick up on. What did you guys think of this one?
Well, I will go. I think the performances are fantastic. Unfortunately for me, though, I was cramming in a bunch of movies, and this did not grab me or grip me. I wanted this to end. I am going to revisit this when I have less on my plate, because I think I'm going to be a little unfair because I didn't enjoy my time, but also I don't really like humanity and social media, so like them pulling from that kind of hurt it. But yeah, I can't complain about the performances. It's just the story. I'm kind of glad the planet died. Knock it off. Let it rest in peace.
So you just hate everything.
I do. I'm a nice guy, but I deep down, fuck y'all.
At times it kind of feels like a Philip K. Dick like rom-com. Not really a comedy,
unbalanced, but there's something there worth checking out. I'll give it that.
I think the relationship to me, I mean, I like Steven Yeun, obviously, Walking Dead, and he's done some great work since Walking Dead.
Invincible, motherfucker.
I wasn't like, the chemistry wasn't hitting for me with the two of them for some reason. And it's not that they're great actors, just something was missing there. It didn't engage me as much as I was hoping. But I don't know, that might be a me thing because they're both good. Just
Ben Grimm says it's basically Wall-E if you just follow their relationship instead of the humans.
Yeah. We need to.
Dan's like, even the buoy's getting some action. God damn it.
I think there's a lot of funny shit that you could have done with this concept. I mean, imagine if the first thing she started looking at was like the hub or something, or she gets into conspiracy theories. Like she accesses the Epstein file. Becomes a flat earther. I don't know. There's a lot of funny shit that you could do.
All
Todd,
the frogs are what?
Todd, I know you hated this because you.
No, I didn't. I had no issues with it. It was fine for what it was. I was interested. I mean, it's not anything I'm really going to revisit. Yeah, it was just something weird and different, and I get the commentary on humanity, and it was fine.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
it. I think I love the idea of it, and I wish it had delivered bigger. Because I don't think this one's going to be looked at as a classic or anything, but man, I really did enjoy the concept.
Yeah,
I know it up with Wild Robot.
Well, Wild Robot's actually really good though.
both different, but kind of fit together. Yeah.
Yeah, you have the most bored children you've ever seen too.
One thing about it that with science fiction, you kind of have to pick a little bit more, especially when it's more cerebral science fiction. All these years, and at one point we go like a billion years. 2025 technology holding up as long as it did. I don't think there's anything we could build. But you're suspending your disbelief a little bit. But yeah, that's a very well-made buoy, I suppose. What do you guys rate this one?
I think buoys are supposed to take a lot of abuse in the ocean, though, Dan. They're made of big, heavy metal.
Long fucking time for something electronic made now.
The electronic part, but I think the actual buoy would have been fine.
Well, the buoy might have been fine. That's true.
I'm a 1.5 out of 5, but I think it was just my mood and what I had to do. It was a chore to get through.
You were just glad everybody was dead at the beginning, and that was the highlight.
5 out of 5. It stopped right there.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say what.
I'm paused. 3.5.
Thank you. All I was trying to say was, what do you give it, Dan? And then you kept fucking
high rating, but I actually feel like I could have gone a lot higher with this idea, which I do like.
I'm a 3. It was above average. But again, for me, it was kind of a one-time watch, and I don't think I will be revisiting it. Kruger, I know you loved it. You're a 10 out of 5, right?
What the fuck is this? Elon Musk's love story?
Not
That's
yet.
what it looks like.
Working on it.
All right. Well, on that note, it's time for one with a bit of history. Dan, you have your history ready?
Yes, I do.
Did not watch this either, FYI.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So our next movie is many, many years in the making. It was shot in 2004. I'll read the synopsis, then I'll give the history of this one from director Eugenio Mira. And in this film, The Birthday, Norman, a young man very much in love with his girlfriend, attends her father's birthday party. Held in a hotel where a sect happens to be preparing for the birth of the god it worships. Okay, so The Birthday.
Before Dan tells this story, there's one name in here I hope doesn't sour Pugs and alter his rating.
Okay.
Not very high to begin with, so we'll see.
Okay. Well, then Dan probably doesn't have all of his history if he's looking weird on my comment.
No. Not in the movie, but
okay, then we're on the same page.
Yeah, that was kind of throwing me there a little bit, but so this movie was shot in 2004. This director, you might know, he did a movie called Grand Piano with Elijah Wood and John Cusack, which is a good movie. Ironically made after this too, but this movie, it had a bunch of screenings in Europe. Some, I know Fantasia, Fantastic Fest, like it had screenings in 2004, maybe into 2005 when it came out, and it did have a brief release in Spain in 2006, I believe, and it's a film that just never really came out here in the US at all. It had a very poor DVD that was like a German DVD, and that was the only way you could get it. It was cut as well, because this movie runs, I think it's 117 minutes, and I believe that version of it was like 20 or 30 minutes shorter. It is also a Spanish horror film shot in English. It stars Corey Feldman. And I'm going to talk more about the movie once I get through the history, because this is, again, there's some question marks with this one, because according to Corey Feldman, and it's Corey Feldman, he claims that I don't know, he doesn't make a specific claim who it is, but that the powers that be killed this movie because he was getting ready to blow the whistle on the Hollywood diddlers.
Take that
out
with a grain of Crisco.
Well, he didn't actually even reveal any of that until years and years later. So, I mean, the claim doesn't really make.
Well, to be fair with that, he's been trying to for a long time. If you're talking about when the actual documentary, and he did
back in 2004, though,
he's been doing it for a long time. If you look to when fucking Barbara Walters shames him for when he was trying to do it, he's been trying to do it for a long time. Now, again, what he said, I don't know, but it was a long time coming.
Yeah. Now, having said that, because there's no really definitive answer, I don't quite see why it didn't come out. I can speculate, because when we get into the movie, it's not just a traditional horror movie. It almost feels like a quirky kind of David Lynch production, like David Lynch on much more of a budget.
It's a little too high praise for me, but okay.
Yeah, it's hard to define this one. It's a very quirky film. It's mostly I'd say kind of a comedy. I mean, Corey Feldman's doing this sort of strange Peter Sellers kind of thing with this character, and I'll be honest, I don't like adult Corey Feldman. I think, in fact, he's even ruined some stuff that he's been in. His performance works completely here. Like, it just works for this bizarre vibe of this movie.
This is his bizarre era, because he's doing it like you have this, and then a little before Citizen Talks, he's doing that weirdo character. If we go straight over to Full Moon, he's doing the weird. And those, but it works in this world. He's still being a weirdo character, but it's fitting in the world that's created.
Do I see him as an actor that was held back and was going to have this awesome career? No, because he's not a good actor, but he works in this film. And it's a little bit different from other things that he's done. He's kind of like a nebbish sort of just dude that doesn't. isn't able to fully convey his feelings and communicate with people. But I like eccentric weirdo movies. Like, he's just navigating this weird birthday party, and as the shit slowly hits the fan. Having said that, the shit's going to hit the fan a little too slow for those of you looking for a traditional horror movie. I think that description might give away maybe just a touch too much, but that part of the movie is not what makes it. It's just watching Corey Feldman navigate this labyrinth of strange goings on at this hotel. Probably his best performance as an adult by far, in my opinion. I don't know about you, Todd, but getting to the thing that I think, Pugs will probably never watch it. It was actually, I think, Jordan Peele, who in a meeting with Corey Feldman, he screened this for Corey Feldman screened this for Jordan Peele, and he fucking loved it. Put it in his festivals, and that kind of led to it finally getting its release. It's streaming right now on Shudder. Not a Shudder original, but it is streaming there, and I assume you can buy it on VOD as well.
Yeah, it's not a Shudder exclusive or original. Yeah.
What did you think, Todd? I absurdist humor I know can be 50-50 with you, but what did you think?
I was unsure because when we started off, like I brought it. Oh yeah, JG called it, Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys era Corey Feldman, and that's why I started off. Is I wasn't sure because sometimes it can be a little over the top. Once I got the vibe and stuff, I was like, all right, because I don't have the hate that Dan does for Corey Feldman.
So well, that tells you something that I like this movie.
No, it does. So
because he's in it for 2 hours.
Well, I hope he watches. I tagged his ass in it, so he's the one who's hating. Yeah.
I thought you were very good in the birthday, Corey.
Let's go.
Oh. Well, he's never gonna watch it, so
probably not. No, actually, he might. I feel like he does all his IMDb reviews.
Maybe it's because I'm older. License to Drive is a legitimate classic in my eyes. So anyway, I don't like Dream a Little Dream. I never have. Yeah, that's for the girls. Yeah, I know. I did. I like the weird. And it just was like, I don't know. It felt like if this was like shortened down, it could have been a segment in 4 rooms.
Yes.
And I think you would have liked it better that way.
Yes, 100%.
Even though you hate anthologies, so go for
correct.
But,
well, when I first saw 4 Rooms, I wasn't in my fuck anthology mode. Right now, I am.
I know. But yeah, so yeah, I had a good time with it. Overall.
All right. Well, then let me be the little turd in the punch bowl here because this was just okay. Again, I crammed in a lot of movies this weekend, so I'm taking that into consideration because it's not like I don't think it's a complete waste of time because it is interesting enough to check out. But I'm with Dan on it's a little too late in the story for me to be like, oh wow, that's cool. Which I did say, oh that's cool. It's too bad I don't give a shit anymore. I thought Feldman's performance was fine. Everyone was okay. Yeah, the 4 Rooms thing. That would have been way better. I'm not surprised. Stupid Peele enjoyed this movie. Fuck that guy. It's just okay for me. I would not recommend pressing play, but if you're curious, knock yourself out.
It's the definition of a cult movie, and I think this one might develop a cult following now. I'm interested to see. I should have also said Jack Taylor, Euro horror icon, is in this, and that sold it for me. I mean, I love Jack Taylor, and he gets a lot to do in this one. And some of his more, well, not recent in this case, but post 90s stuff is he doesn't always get a lot to do, and he is fantastic in this movie, as is everybody. I just know some people are going to watch this and think it's a road to nowhere. You're going to fall all over the map for this one. I think it's a love it, hate it movie.
And I think this one also has the extra element of it's going to also kind of line up. well, maybe not for Dan. Dan was able to overcome it. How you feel about Corey Feldman? Because I know there's a lot of people who aren't the biggest fans. But
I know I said Crisco earlier, but I do like Corey Feldman for the most part.
And that's the wrong one. It's still disrespectful, but
he got it too.
well, the actual instant is referring to Luke. Never mind.
So
on that note, let's rate it.
Let's rate it.
Pugs, do you want to go first since you're going to be the lowest?
Sure. 1.5 corn oils out of 5.
Dan?
Man, it's so different, and I'm going to probably be thinking about it for a while. I'm 4 stars out of 5, shockingly, in a Corey Feldman starring movie.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm a 4 on this one too. I did like the weird. But I do agree. It's not going to hit for everyone, and I think now that I've given Pugs the 4 rooms, he wants that 30-minute cut.
Yeah, trim that shit down.
Yeah. If you're a Feldman fan, hey, there's not a lot of this, and I don't think that he's got another one of these in him for the rest of his career. So check it out.
What, you weren't a fan of the Zombie King?
I don't even remember it. I saw it.
I know everyone was. I don't either. I can't even say if it was good or bad.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff with him too that he's on the cover art, but he's really only in the movie for 10 or 15 minutes. So, yeah. All right.
All right. We got some merchandise to shill.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
All right. So you got to give me a second to pull it up.
Yeah. So this is some brand new Michael Kruger merch, courtesy of Wyatt Two Shadows being a fucking goddamn G. So you can't really see the design. I also sent you the designs in the chat, Todd. But so this is kind of like a mock off of the one of the posters for Longlegs, and it is basically me in Nicolas Cage's fucking place. Pretty fucking, pretty badass. And this is actually going to be going on my new gear. So, yeah, I got that Moizilla motherfucker to hit me up, and he gave me a good quote. So it's going to be on my new gear coming up.
You can see Kruger right there on this version, the close up much better.
Yeah. Because like he was like, "Do you want me to do anything with the nun?" And I was just like, I mean, we could just keep the nun there, but like, if you have any ideas, sure. Fucking way more badass. Anything I could fucking come up with. Also, him putting the little barbed wire around the circle was a nice touch. So you can get this in black and red, and that is Kruger in long legs text down the back. So you can get this shirt on our site. Also, it comes in white on black, or black and white.
I'm pulling that one up now.
I'm like super psyched this fuck. I actually think the black looks better, but
there's one more now.
Oh yeah, you're right. We also have it on red.
So
this is by far probably the coolest shirt design I have had made. So please get your Michael Kruger shirts on.
And if you don't want to get a shirt for only $6.66,
boom.
Hold on, there we go.
Yeah. So and that has the quote.
I'll pull the big one up too.
Yeah, that has the piece of long legs where they're talking about the demon or the beast coming up from the water with 7 horns and 7 crowns. Long legs in general, like, just made me like creative as fuck when it came to my gimmicks. So now I'm incorporating some of that movie into it. So get this sticker for only $6.66. But yeah, I'm really, really fucking like hype as fuck about that. It was just funny. Like we were riding up to the show on Saturday, and he's like, because I told him, I was like, I want new gear. I just don't like. I have no idea for designs. Like I wanted to do this a bunch of stuff with Dante's Inferno because that's where I'm from. In Gimmick, I'm from the Seventh Circle of Hell. So like I wanted to do a Dante's Inferno style gear, but the stuff would be like you'd probably need like RVD style where it's like airbrushed and shit, which is a process if you're a wrestler trying to get new gear. So I sent him that logo and he fucking came up with that in like a day, and I was like, holy fucking shit. So that shout out to Wyatt Two Shadows, aka Ridge. I love you, kid, and thank you so much for giving me that for free. That's also like part of the process is like having to pay like $200 to somebody to like do artwork is rough when you're broke as shit. So it's good to have people in high places. Don't send them any commissions though, because that motherfucker doesn't want to do any of that. Even though like he's amazing at what he does, he doesn't want to do it. He's like, oh, I don't want to take any of that bullshit on. He's like, I'll just do shit for you, dude. So fine by me.
He likes the artistic creativity. Right on.
Yeah.
He's something pure.
Also, though, now we have my first match of 2025. God damn, why the fuck do I keep going back to 2022? I don't get it. My first match of 2025. So for anybody that is a part of the Arizona scene, which I doubt any of you are, but I'll just say this as a disclaimer. I am going to be a featured act at Thunder Mountain Wrestling for the foreseeable future, which is very cool for me because I don't get to wrestle in Arizona really ever. I had 2 bookings over the last couple of years. So now I have like a new home promotion, which is really, really sick to me. And I also help out with their training and stuff like that. So Thunder Mountain Wrestling also brings in some names. They just had Savio Vega, Vampiro, Kobe Carino, some big names that they bring into the company. So if you're a fan of just wrestling in the Arizona area, I suggest coming out to Sierra Vista and Benson where they run and check out Thunder Mountain Wrestling because I'm kind of planting my fucking claws into this place at this point in my career. So yeah, and I had a match with Street Rat Jimmy, who is one of their first students to come out of their school, and has only had, I think, 4 matches before this, maybe 5. So yeah, shout out to like they're like my new fam. Like Todd, when you know this, they remind me of UEW a lot.
That's a good feeling, man. And I do want to just throw it out there real quick. We are going to be doing our last tournament when we're done in about 15 minutes. So just letting you know in case, throwing it out there.
Yeah.
So but before we do, we have one thing, and I'm going to pull it up now. There we go. All right. I might have to adjust the volume.
Yeah. I don't think it's too loud, but
I dropped it a little so we could.
But yeah, man,
What?
solid crowd too. You can't really see, but there is about 100 chairs filled behind the picnic tables and everything. So it was at a axe yard, which I'm Haley. You're watching this.
All right.
Why did nobody say that I could use an axe? Fucking Chavero fucking took that shit. God damn it. Like, I'm like, because I was thinking about that the whole time driving up there. I'm like, fuck, I should just use an axe in one of my matches, but I didn't want to like overstep my bounds and fucking ask said thing. And then I see somebody else do it in another match. I'm like, God damn it.
Street Rat Jimmy coming right back out.
We got commentary and everything. Nice
Training facility. Right.
Yeah, I wish you would have told us to stream live. I would have watched it.
Yeah, well, I was dealing with the fact that my West Virginia show got fucking canceled, and I was pissy.
Well, now we know, so we can watch it live.
Yeah, you can watch this live. I think it's called like Cool FM or some shit. the page that live streams their shows. But yeah, man, I don't know. I dig this place, and they draw better than 99.9% of Arizona wrestling does. So,
Ceiling height, are we looking at the VFW days?
yeah.
I can't tell how far it is.
No. Better than the VFW days for sure.
Is the ceiling about the same height, or is it?
That's what I mean. Like the ceiling.
Yeah. This ring is very similar to the UEW ring.
What is this? This is
smaller, but yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't do much shit off the top.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to say that without saying it. And so the location, is it a bar?
It's an axe yard, so it's like an axe throwing place.
Oh, okay. So that's what okay. So that's
and I was wondering, but they do sell alcohol apparently. I was wondering. I was like, does anybody want to buy me a beer after my match? Fucking like shit. I was like, do they sell beer here? Like, I feel like that may be problematic, but they do. So
you come out of a curtain.
Cool FM. Yeah. There's a little curtain in the corner.
Never has less than 100 people. That's good.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
They draw very well.
Take his name out of the 10 invitation,
which is like what got me interested with them. My kids started working for them first, and then they just like mentioned it to me. And I'm like, well, fuck if they'll have me. And then I did like a small spot in a battle royal with this kid, Jimmy. I think I showed you guys that. It's when I choke slammed him on the top of his fucking head and he almost died.
I have no idea, but this is another
But
qualifying match.
Yeah, he didn't. Doing that spot though, like I told the promoter immediately, I was like, "That's the kid I want," because you know why? Who does he remind you guys of?
Fighting this guy?
Yeah, Michael Kruger is
no one right now.
I thought we got rid of this guy.
Think for a second.
Am I going size wise or
no? UEW alumni.
I remember that. I didn't think he was allowed within 50 feet of some of these people.
He reminds me of Max.
That's what I thought you were going to say, but I haven't really seen him work yet.
He reminds me of Max.
Already opening up early on Street Rat Jimmy.
Well, then you should have great chemistry with him.
And I do.
There you go.
Remember, we said it.
But yeah, the second I got my eyes on this kid, I was like, "Hey, you doing anything in this match?" And he's like, "Well," I'm like, "Can I just like come out and choke slam you real quick?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, I can do it." Yeah, one arm deal, by the way.
And a big toss.
It's the first time I've seen that.
I don't even know.
But no, dude, this kid's he's fucking talented, like, really good.
He's just begging for it right now.
Oh nice,
right.
Yeah, those are. This is my new thing.
In the chat, I'll tell you what. I'll give you double or nothing.
Dude,
this doesn't seem like like the Christian type.
Yeah, that's my new thing.
And that's gonna do it. Just stay down, Jimmy. For the love of you, this kid doesn't know what he doesn't know.
I am a fan of when you just beat
He's
people.
too competitive for his own good.
Not necessarily. I mean, with or without weapons. You know, I like both sides.
But like that was what was nice about this match is like I didn't need to do any weapon shit really. Like it gets there eventually, but it was a nice, like, refreshing fucking breath of fresh air.
Gonna have to learn that he can't strike against these Thunder Mountain Wrestling heavyweights.
Yeah, that's a lot of punches. Not really having a lot of effect in his last couple of matches.
James, I was going to pay you tomorrow at the Urban Axe Yard. Big splash from Michael Kruger.
Are we done here?
2. It's Street Rat kicks out again.
Splash.
Yes.
The pin that's
the 5-star.
Like
the pin that's Regal, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh no, Kruger trying to rip Street Rat's face in half. He's got his jaw on his nose. He wants to pull it apart. This is the wrong idea to put Michael Kruger.
Don't stand on hard campsite.
This isn't a wrestling match. It's an
I think that I forget who that guy is. I think he's like their timekeeper.
Looks like an execution right now.
Well, then he should definitely know not to stand on hard campsite.
To be fair, they have like 2 other cams going.
Yeah, but this is the only one that's live streaming.
Yeah, that's true.
And now choked in the corner, Street Rat Jimmy.
Then you guys, then the final edit comes on assuming on YouTube.
Some momentum just to give himself a break in this match.
They have a different edit coming out.
It'll be on YouTube.
Street Rat Jimmy.
Yes.
Kruger,
cool.
Not affected at all. Oh, Michael, he wants to pick
throw him
him
into
up.
the ceiling.
He's got him over his head.
Yeah, I realized that. I was like, oh shit, he's really close.
Shades of the Ultimate Warrior.
He got him over his
Yeah, so
head.
I inadvertently
Oh, no.
created the Ultimate Warrior Hogan combo.
Ultimate Hogan.
Michael Kruger.
You know you got to beat every black person you wrestle with that now.
God damn it.
What are you doing? Just stay down.
Maybe I need to start doing
Hell,
that.
this
Do you
kid
guys
doesn't
know
like
about the
Mike
Hogan
very
dick
much.
pin?
Michael Kruger not happy with the official.
So
He thinks that was a
when
three
Hogan went
count.
on his first run, for whatever
You know,
reason,
the
he would
first
just
set of
shove his
members that we
cock
ever
in
had when the
everybody's
officials
fucking
don't
face when
totally
he pinned them.
I'm actually agree with
Teabag
most of what
style
they're
the other
doing.
way.
Yeah.
They haven't had a lot to officiate. Just get in there and count.
I think they call that the Patterson pin too.
Oh,
Street rats
Oh,
out. No, he gets
Haley
out of the
says
way.
she's the
Kruger can't
timekeeper,
stop
so
his
that guy
momentum.
did not take her
Face
job.
first in the
Okay.
turnbuckle.
oh yeah, then I don't know who the fuck that guy
Oh, he
is.
catches him playing a little.
We'll tell him
Kruger's
it.
got him
Yeah.
up
Well,
and
okay.
a huge German suplex.
Camera
Look at
guy
that, the
shot's
character
important.
from
I
Pulp
get
Fiction's
that.
all grown up.
I felt bad, dude. This ring is so stiff too.
Is it shit?
It's stiff as fuck.
The crowd
Mike,
trying to implore
I'm
Street
sorry,
Rat Jimmy to come
Jimmy.
back into this one. But I think what's going to need to happen for Street Rat Jimmy implores a little bit more than just goodwill.
Like when we train,
Yeah.
they're nice too.
I
That
don't
like
think
their
the
training
crowd and
facility, they
an
have
actual
crash
shot of
pads,
adrenaline
all
to get
of
it back
that
into this
shit.
thing.
Like it's fucking beautiful, dude.
I didn't think anyone would be more dominant than Bad News was earlier. But Michael Kruger has got him up on his head with the fisherman
Oh, he can't get out
suplex.
of that.
The shoulders aren't down.
So for whatever
The shoulders
reason, the
aren't
ref
down, and
didn't
that draws
count the
eye
pin,
one more time for
but
Michael Kruger.
it is what it is. It
Is that why you're looking at him?
Yeah.
Our referee Miguel's going to watch
The
his
ref
back.
wants
then-
them too. All right.
So the
This
story
is
was that he was going to keep kicking
absolute
out, and
feeding.
then I
James
was
Mariner back in
going
the
to
chat says
stop
Street
pinning
Rat might
him
not
and
come
want
out
to
on top,
torture
but
him.
I will always be
And-
proud of him never giving up.
Regardless, we got it
Driving
over,
120 miles an hour and got pulled
and now
over
I
by
get to bring in the
LAPD.
weapon. So,
Unfortunately, James, you might be proud of a corpse after Michael Kruger's done. He's got
which
the
was like
chair.
conveniently
It's already
on the
three men in
outside of the
He has
ring.
got ill
So I don't know if they
intentions for
put it
Street
there
Rat
for
Jimmy.
me or
Street
not,
Rat
but
Jimmy has
I
not
was
had
just
one
like, fuck
moment
it.
in this match where he
Mine
hasn't had
now.
any shot at all.
I mean, he got that kick in.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
You gonna join
This
the
is,
American
Make
Navy
sure that
Club?
Street Rat
This
can't
is
walk after this one.
Oh, is he
Brock
gonna pile
Lesnar,
drive
Kurt
him into
Angle.
the chair?
Michael Kruger. He's got him up. Oh, Jimmy! He's got
Nice.
the chair. He's got the chair.
And he was supposed to pin me
Down.
there, forgot, but it's
Jimmy,
okay.
For the love of God, pin him.
I think Jimmy's just trying to recover from that
That was
20-minute butt kicking he just
But
took.
well, this is cool.
Kruger gets the chair to the head.
Oh.
Jimmy's got him set up and a kick to the chair.
Nice.
Michael Kruger wearing that chair
Hey,
like
it's
a
just, like,
necklace in a
stuck
way
on
that
my
he
head.
didn't want to.
Oh, he
I
gave
like
him
that spot a lot.
Yeah, go X kick him.
I thought
Street
he was,
Rat Jimmy.
Uh-oh.
He's got to capitalize on this.
Sabu.
If he doesn't get this
Yep.
victory, there's no telling how Michael Kruger is going to respond to this. He's up. He's got him. No. DDT to the chair collapses. That could do it. He's got him over 1, 2. Oh, Kruger kicks
Yeah.
out. If it's not
Made him
that,
think
what's
he
it
could
gonna
win.
take to get Michael Kruger
You
down.
know what I
yeah,
mean?
he prayed to Taylor
That was the
Swift and
story.
somehow found new
Fucking
life.
killing
And
this
got out of his
bastard
nut
the whole
Street Rat
time,
Jimmy
and then
had him.
what do? I fucking my own
Well,
weapon
Ben, the worse
goes
for wear in
against
the
me.
ring. Michael
That was
Kruger
the story
showing that
we're
he is
telling.
human after all.
I will say I
And he
agree with
does
Zombie.
feel
The
pain,
announcers are
something
doing a
I
good
did
job.
not know that
I
A
like
lot of-
one of them. The other one, not
Yeah,
so
I thought the only
much.
thing that
But
could affect him was
Well, I'm not
holy water.
truly listening, but that is one thing I noticed.
oh,
They're
the other
actually
one
paying
called me a
attention.
fat gimp
Kruger,
like
the first one
twice
up,
in the main
Jess.
event.
Oh, there's
so I
heat
wasn't
got
very
it.
happy.
He goes back to the
Step in
beating.
the ring then,
Kruger
fucker.
now. Street Rat Jimmy couldn't capitalize, but he's off the second rope.
Nope.
Oh no!
Got him.
Michael Kruger's got him up. No, Jimmy gets out.
We were a
of it.
little
kick
off
that
on this,
stops him.
but
Jimmy
it still got
trips
the
over
job done.
chair. He's gonna get up on Kruger's back.
yeah.
Sunset flip two.
Kick
Ref
out.
is counting with the
Just a
foot on the rope.
count.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Well, it's no
At the
disqualification
end of it,
tournament.
What a
So.
move by Street Rat
Oh,
Jimmy.
that's right.
Oh, the referee finally does something. Thanks for showing up.
James Mariner says, "Told you
Is
my
that
boy
guy just an
Scrappy.
outside
He's not
ref?
only Scrappy, he's in
I don't
control
know.
of this
I don't-
match against
I
Michael
honestly
Kruger.
have no clue what his role is.
Oh, man.
Haley, maybe you can let us know.
Kruger just got here. Street Rat Jimmy, this
Yeah, what's
is
his
second
position?
match
Is he an
against a
outside ref?
Super heavyweight.
Haley says Dave is an ass. Also, the chair imploded like it was headed to the tour of the Titanic.
He's head ref.
Okay.
Okay.
Giving him a standing ovation as he stands up on his feet.
Well, then why isn't he in the ring?
Going to the second turnbuckle.
He's just overseeing the
Michael
tournament.
Kruger tried to roll
Okay,
over.
I
He
get.
doesn't know where he's at. Michael
Because if
Kruger
it's like
couldn't
no
get a response.
disqualification, maybe.
Kruger. The undead gets right back up. Jimmy tried.
Oh,
he's gonna catch him. This does not
yeah,
look
dude.
good. He's cradled.
Oh, he killed him.
Bye-bye.
The lifeless Street Red Jimmy. That's gonna do it.
I thought you were gonna do the Hogan pin.
No, I didn't do the Hogan dick pin on him because I like him. But
I thought you were setting us up with that.
Yeah.
Pile driver.
He actually
But
killed
yeah,
him.
dude, fucking legit one of my favorite matches I've had since I've come back to wrestling.
You
Like,
know I'm a fan when you get to actually wrestle. Like
well,
just-
and you can see what I can do when I actually like get a chance to
Michael
wrestle.
Kruger
Too.
not
Yeah.
done. That's dangerous.
So you're playing with your dead body, Ted Bundy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking King Kong when he was checking like the T-Rex's jaw.
Right out of Street Red Jimmy.
But yeah, man, I have one more other match, but
that
that isn't as entertaining. So I just wanted to show you guys this and
He's
keep an eye out for the Street Rat Jimmy kid.
He's gonna leave Street Rat alone because
Fucking good worker,
he
man,
wants
and
that
I'm
heavyweight
happy to be a little bit part of his training. So,
Michael.
yeah, I was really proud of that match.
Very good match.
Yeah, I've worked those style of matches with a lot of people, but again, like I didn't really see like the ability to be super giving, and then like I felt like that just got him over. And the icing on the cake was children were crying in the crowd. They love him. He's their baby, like their baby face. And I got to break children's souls and make them fucking cry. And that's all I could ask for as a heel wrestler. So
if I were managing you, I would have looked right at him and said, Taylor Swift is next.
There you go. So again, Thunder Mountain Wrestling, check out their YouTube page. Check out, they're on social media. Like I said, I have a little bit of a hand in their training now, and that's going to be my new home promotion. So you'll be seeing a lot of me over there, and I'm very excited for this new relationship.
Sweet.
Very cool.
We look forward to seeing it. So, guys, up next, we're going to be live, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures, where it all starts at just $1. We don't do super chats here, so we appreciate any support you throw us, and we give you a lot of uncensored content over on the Patreon. So hop on over. We'll be live pretty much immediately after this video ends. And yeah.
And totally uncensored. Dan hates it over there. He gets that covered at least twice a show, I think. At least.
I will do my best.
I know you will. All right. On that note, Dan, tell them goodbye. They know where the Patreon's going to be. So
good night. See you on Patreon.
Money's on the dresser.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'll see you in Disneyland.